Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, November 26th, and we're going to recap and plan for today for the S&P. Toucan Sam would always say, follow your nose. In our markets, we say, follow our flows. Did you see the downside move from our 60-40 level yesterday? And were you able to capitalize is the bigger question. We had the plan to short there. And were you ready for those insurance flows to come in and then our V-shaped pattern to play out again for the third time in 3 weeks? Did you notice what the headlines didn't say yesterday? So yesterday we had planned our trades and our short showed up, and then as well as our long at the end of the day, we had our move down on the insurance buying. Everybody was panicking, so insurance sales wanted to drive prices down. So premiums increase, get people panicking. And once that's done, then we move back up where it's pretty much ado about nothing. We can see this in all of the layouts of what happened. We started the day 166% underinsured. This is why on yesterday's video we mentioned be ready for that insurance to come in, as nobody was prepared for today's FOMC, any of the data coming out today or tomorrow. And they were 113% underinsured for Tuesday and Wednesday. We knew this at 8:30 in the morning, and we knew it on Sunday night as well. And then at 10 o'clock, we can see we are fully insured for the day. And 60% still underinsured for Tuesday and Wednesday as those flows would come in. And so we had our rinse and repeat move again, where the market went down, came back for the insurance providers to lock in some profits, and still closed up 25 points from Friday. So before we get in today, a quick reminder that derivatives trading is inherently risky and past performance is not indicative of future returns. If we look at what's happened now in our overnight session, we are fully inside of yesterday's range and value for our overnight. We went down, we flushed yesterday's low, coming right into Friday's value area, and right to our level that we had from yesterday as the major downside. Finally fulfilling that move below that 93. Then we reversed back up as the London session began to open. We came right to where our shortest term market makers will step in. That is where their line in the sand is. We know where all of the different lines in the sand are. I hope you do too. And that was a big sign when we hold 97. So we moved down, came right back in. Nothing has really changed. The biggest story in Globex was the 6C, which got crushed for its largest move in a 2-hour period, more than it's had in about a month's worth of range. It was on Trump's 25% tariff Truth Social post last night, right when Globex was opening, and it was just a straight down move. And that was a big market to pay attention to last night if you were watching the currencies. From a positioning standpoint for today, long-term commercials, nothing has changed. It won't change until we get a new report on Friday or Monday from the CFTC. And so all we know is that they are still short, not at our triggering level, so nothing to anticipate there. And we'll just wait for them to continue to build out their books. Market makers on all durations ended the day in risk compressing mode, and they held that all day long yesterday as well. So while that was a down move, it was just a gap and trap, and we talked about that a little bit in our room yesterday. Wednesday is the big major day today. And in the holiday shortened week, again, time weighted average price is going to start kicking in as soon as we get a little bit closer. Fund managers, still no change there with 91% in equities. And that means they have a lot of reasons to have some insurance into major data and into major events and catalysts, at least the ones that we know. The black swan events are always going to be the ones that can trigger something from the external factors. On our flows side, we have minimal insurance today. Again, we're still about 30% underinsured for minimum coverage and 60% underinsured uh, for ideal coverage for the week. And so, again, we're going to watch for some of those flows to come in. And with FOMC minutes at 2 o'clock, we will look for that to come in middle morning, most likely around the, if not in initial balance, by about 11:30 Eastern. And we will see that people will buy a little more protection heading into that event. From our flow standpoint here, we have our mechanical side is still pretty non-existent with only a $50 million bid in the market. The real risks come in again to the downside at 59.61, where $6 billion starts to push us lower, or at 50.50 or 60.50, where we get a $6 billion offer. But the bigger sign is the $13.73 billion offer sitting at 60.81. And if you notice here on the right-hand side, we came right down to where our market makers had a bid last night, right to their edge. And now we're holding, and the other big line is 59.86, which again, we're holding that as well. And that keeps those market makers in that risk compressing mode. The big signal that I don't know how many people paid attention to was there was no headline print on the S&P yesterday. All the news went to the Dow and it's closing high. Not even a mention that the SPX hit a brand new all-time high yesterday. Hit 60.20.75, and our all-time high prior to that was 60.17. So while 3 points isn't much, they've posted about all 50 of the all-time highs coming into this. Not a mention yesterday. You have to actually search for that, which tells me that they're saving that headline for a coming day or two when we can do more marketing for the holiday and get people to talk about it for Thanksgiving. Again, there's no reason to do all your marketing on the same day ahead of Black Friday, but we know that price and headlines are the marketing mechanisms for the stock market, and so we want to pay attention to those little nuances. Don't know if you guys saw that, but that's something to pay attention to. So for our plan today, we are looking for rotational price action between 6,003 and 60.35. Our major pivot is at 60.24. We do have a smaller reference at 60.10. If we get under 6,003, our pivot is 59.93 with a target again of 59.72. Remember, if we get under 59.93, though, that will change the market makers on our shortest duration, and that will change the market. So that is going to be a big area to watch. And with the holiday shortened week, a likely area that we see bigger defense come in. If we get over 60.35, our pivot is 60.49, and our target is 60.64. So have a great day trading out there, guys. Stay safe and be careful to watch for your flows.